Hello to all my lovely nerds and nerdettes of the interwebs. My name is Brian, and this is God Save the Nerds, your source for all things nerd news. Gene fucking Wilder, guys. My god, was this man definitely taken before his time. The man was born in 1933 and recently passed away last week here. And he was 83 years old. Now, Gene was most well known for his portrayal of Willy Wonka in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, made back in the 1970s. So, needless to say, the man's been making us laugh for decades. He was an awesome guy, and I grew up with his stuff. I really enjoyed Gene's comedy. It was always a pleasure to see. Now, on top of his work with Willy Wonka, he also did a lot of things with Mel Brooks, the famous comedic director. He was part of Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, and also History of the World Part 2. So, needless to say, the man's been doing quite a bit. Now, after retiring from acting, Gene actually went on over to writing and did some fiction books. And needless to say, the man's been contributing to the nerd community again for ages upon ages, and it's very sad to see him go. The man was a great and, a comedic legend, and I'm very sad to see him pass. And, needless to say, I want to make sure that that my thoughts and prayers go out to Gene's family and his loved ones, and, I wish you the best of luck and that your recovery period be speedy and as smooth as humanly possible. So, rest in peace, Gene. You won't be forgotten, especially by this guy and, the world over, my friend. So, again, rest in peace. You were amazing. Now, next up, we have the greatest video game debacle of all time, and that is No Man's Sky. My god, was this game a fucking train wreck. Ridiculous, guys. You have no idea. Now, No Man's Sky was again a financial disaster for its video game production company, which is about a 10-man team. So these guys are like tossing and turning day and night because this game was such a flop. And it was all mostly due to lots of features being promised but not delivered upon. Like, for example, the multiplayer aspect. They basically promised us, and for lack of a better term, the ability to see one another within game, and be able to run into players. But they quoted it as being very rare. So it could happen, but it wouldn't be likely. So, you don't want to say something like that unless you truly mean the opposite. You don't say that people can meet up with one another if they can't, Because if you tell people that they can do something, they will try to experiment, and lo and behold, you came to be called on your bullshit, because there was a very big video going around the internet where literally two people were stated as being in the same spot on the same planet at the same fucking time, and they couldn't see each other whatsoever. Nothing. So, you done fucked up. so, bad news there on No Man's Sky's front. And what's being done to rectify this financial disaster? Well, refunds is the answer here, and they're being issued like, oh my god, like Eric Cartman having fucking diarrhea. Like, it's ridiculous, and they're just flying. Like, literally, these companies are just throwing money back at people, saying, like, take the shit. We hate the game as well. We feel sorry for you. Here's your money back. We don't want it anymore. Like, it's ridiculous. So, I mean, the companies that are hopping on the refund bandwagon here are Steam, PlayStation Network, and Amazon, okay, which is basically where most of these people have been getting their games from. Steam has been issuing refunds regarding the return policy for Steam, I should get into first, is basically you have to have a game returned within 14 days of purchase, and there needs to be at least 2 hours of gameplay recorded with the game to be able to return it. Now, with particular games like No Man's Sky, for example, Steam is literally throwing money at people. They didn't care how much time was logged into the game. They were just like getting money out there to the people who bought this thing. But they've recently changed this policy here to where they're actually keeping to their policy and, sticking with the 2 hours clocked because they've noticed, oh shit, we're giving away too much money. And, we need to cut back the flow here. We feel sorry for these guys, but we're losing money, and that's not good. Now, PlayStation Network has also been issuing refunds here, but they've been doing it in PlayStation Network credits. And this is for for digital copies as well. And they're basically saying that it's only one time per customer. So if you have a PlayStation Network account and you purchase multiple copies of the game, like you wanted to give one to your cousin or your brother, you can't get it back for multiple times. You can only get it one time per customer. Now, the only company that's been issuing cash refunds, aside from Steam, has been Amazon. They've been giving out cash refunds in forms of checks and returns to debit purchases here. So, needless to say, they've been giving lots of refunds to these people just to make sure that they don't get included in this backlash for such a terribly marketed game. The hype train for this one was, chugging along breakneck speed for years, and then finally hit that fucking wall once reality kicked in. So yeah, lots of bad news there. Definitely a lot of bad times there, and that's it with No Man's Sky. One of the biggest indie development debacles since fucking Mighty Number 9 here. Like, my fucking god. So yeah, if you guys have purchased the game, get on the refund train now. It's going to be pulling out of the station in God knows how long. So, get it while you can. Now, the next story here we've got is Ben Affleck leaking the next villain for his newest Batman solo picture that he's going to be starring and directing in. Now, Affleck recently leaked a video on, I believe it was his Facebook here, if I'm not mistaken, and it pictured Deathstroke walking away from the camera. So a Deathstroke is going to be appearing in the Batman solo flick that, again, Ben Affleck is directing and starring in. Now, after the video was released, fans were going nuts here, wanting to know if Deathstroke was either going to be debuting in the new Justice League movie or if he was going to be going solo here with Batman. Now, according to numerous websites across the web that are fairly reliable here, Deathstroke is again going to Batman. So Justice League fans, you're out of luck, but, he's going to be in there somewhere. So there's that. So yeah, we have a lot to look forward to here with Batman's new movie. And the Justice League film is going to be coming out before Batman. So, we definitely have Justice League to look forward to. Lots of fun stuff there, and I hope it goes as well as Suicide Squad did. And, I've got high hopes for the DC universe here as far as, animated... Sorry, not animated, but, just film flicks in general. And, yeah, I'm definitely wishing them luck there. Now, the last story here, guys, we have some great news from Sega times back in the 90s. Toe Jam and Earl were a huge part of Sega culture back in the 90s. And, it's time, guys. They're fucking returning for yet another installment in that franchise. So Toe Jam and Earl 3 was not a fucking enough. So yeah, and who else is going to be bringing it back but Adult Swim Games? Oh my god. So this is fantastic. 14 years have passed since Toe Jam and Earl 3, and it's due, frankly, and Adult Swim Games could not be a better choice for a production company for this game. It's great news. Adult Swim Games has been producing all kinds of fucking hits, man, like Castle Crashers, Head Launcher, and just going absolutely nuts. And this game was basically started as a Kickstarter program that was brought to us in 2015, and it had an original goal of raising over $400,000. And the current grand total is $508,637 with over 8,000 backers. So a lot of people wanted to see this happen, and frankly, this project has gone nuts. So I'm really hoping that they don't fuck this up, because if there's one thing you don't fuck up, it's Toe Jam and fucking Earl. Like, everybody and their mother played this game and absolutely loved the idea. So this game is going to be supposedly released in 2017, and it's been proven by basically Steam and Adult Swim Games themselves. A new Steam page was created specifically for the game, teasing the 2017 date. And for those of you guys who have been paying attention to Adult Swim on Cartoon Network, they also had a TV spot for the game where they've been promoting it like crazy, again promoting that 2017 date. So we definitely have a lot to look forward to next year with Toe Jam and Earl here. So yeah, that's awesome news. And on top of this, they're really pushing for a 4-player co-op mode. So you're going to be able to play the main story with 3 other people, and they're going to be introducing some new characters to fill that roster, so that we have enough people to keep the the train going here. Like, for example, they're going to be introducing Earl's mother, who goes by the name of Flo. So that's awesome. Definitely keeping with that rap theme there, and I love it. So yeah, we have again a lot to look forward to here in 2017, at least in the video game front. And it's awesome to see those funky fresh aliens returning and just, causing all kinds of craziness to rebuild that fucking rocket of theirs, as they've been one to do in the past. So yeah, that's the end of the show, guys. That's it. We're done for yet another week here, and it's awesome to see you guys tuning in. And thank you so much for taking the time to view the videos, guys, here. And be sure to go ahead and check me out on Twitch. We're streaming every day of the week here, 7 days a week at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And Hearthstone is my poison. I love that shit. And you guys have been loving it. So yeah, go ahead and check me out on Twitch. And that's the end of the show, guys. My name is Brian. This has been God Save the Nerds. And I'm signing out until next week. I'll see you soon.